Then we have John Carpenter's The Thing. Oh, probably one of my favorite movies now. I have not seen The Thing from Another World yet, the original. Haven't seen it yet, but I plan to someday. Now we have The Thin Red Line. I know this came out around the same time as Saving Private Ryan, but I have not seen this one. Then we have There's Something About Mary. The last really good, funny Farrelly Brothers movie. They have not made a good movie since this, I don't think. Thelma and Louise, one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie. One of Ridley Scott's best. Got Top Secret, one of the funniest movies ever made. One of my favorite comedies. If you like Airplane and The Naked Gun and you haven't seen this, check out Top Secret. Next we have Tommy Boy, another one of my favorite comedies. And I miss Chris Farley, man. I wish he was still alive. Alright, To Kill a Mockingbird, great classic film. To Have and Have Not. Kind of a ripoff of Casablanca. Not as good, but it's okay. Here's the other Titanic I have. This is a remaster, and it looks massively better than the original DVD that I showed you a second ago. Next we have Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy with Gary Oldman. Amazing actor, one of my favorites. One of my favorite actors. Next we have The Third Man with Orson Welles. This is Spinal Tap. Great comedy, great mockumentary. Here we have the Three Colors trilogy box set. This is a French trilogy. I don't think this is for everybody. This is very artsy. We start with blue, then white, and then red, which this is considered the best one, and I agree, this is the best. These are a little overrated. They're not, like I said, they're not for everybody. I don't think I showed a good look of blue, but there's blue. That's actually the woman from the English Patient. And this is white has Julie Delpy, who's from the Before trilogy that I mentioned earlier. Next we have The Treasure of the Sierra Madre with Humphrey Bogart. I have not seen that yet. Can't wait though. Trainspotting. Kind of a more fun and comedic version of Requiem for a Dream. Alright, Transformers. I love this movie. This is a guilty pleasure. I know it's not a good movie, but it's just so much fun, and it's so nostalgic. When I was a teenager, of course, what teenage guy didn't like Megan Fox? But Megan Fox is hot in this, but as I've gotten older, Rachel Taylor, that blonde British woman who's like, it's an organism, a living organism, like, oh, now she is gorgeous in that movie. Alright, now we have Toy Story, my favorite of the four, one of my favorite movies of all time. And then we have Toy Story 2, which is another one of my favorites of all time. I'll never forget seeing that in the theater. Amazing. Toy Story 3, I think the most overrated of the four, but it's still enjoyable. Then we have Toy Story 4, which I think completely redeemed 3, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people said this was not necessary. I understand it, but I like that one more than 3. Total Recall. Oh, recall! Yep, love it. Sharon Stone, hot in that movie. Great movie. Touch of Evil with Charlton Heston. Topsy Turvy. Tootsie. Uncle Buck, one of my favorite comedies. Great John Hughes movie. Love John Hughes movies. Unbreakable, my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. I think it's better than The Sixth Sense, and this is the only one of the trilogy of this, Split, and Glass that I like. I didn't really like Split or Glass that much, honestly. Training Day, great movie. Great movie. Love Denzel in that movie. Jake, you see Jake? You know I'm sorry to go with this bitch, Jake. Sorry about that. Then we have The Terminal. I think one of Steven Spielberg's most underrated movies. Love this movie. There Will Be Blood. I drink your milkshake, Eli. Good movie. Alright, next up, something not so good. But the case is pretty, at least. Top Gun. Look at that nice steelbook case. That's the best thing about it. I'm not a big Top Gun fan, and I'm not looking forward to that sequel. Next we have The Tree of Life. A lot of people say it's a masterpiece. A lot of people say it's a big, bloated, pretentious mess. I have not seen it, but I want to judge for myself for sure. True Romance. This is a cult classic, and I think it needs to get more recognition. If you're a Tarantino fan, especially, he didn't direct it, but he did write it, and Tony Scott directed it, who also directed Top Gun, funny enough, and also Enemy of the State, which is another really good movie. But yeah, check this out. Very good. True Lies. Another underrated James Cameron movie. He hasn't directed a bad movie. I mean, Avatar comes close, but he has not directed a bad movie. Alright, then we have The Truman Show, one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. True Grit, one of my favorite Coen Brother movies. Alright, here we have the Gone with the Wind 4-disc collector's edition DVD. The reason I have this and the Blu-ray is because this has bonus features. The Blu-ray does not. I love bonus features on DVDs and Blu-rays, so glad I found this version. And we have the Christopher Reeve Superman collection. Look how nice that is. It's a little beat up, but I didn't even know there was an extended version of the first film until I found this box set. Superman the movie. And this comes with every single short of the Fleischer Superman cartoons from the 40s. I love those cartoons. I grew up watching those. But yeah, this comes with the expanded edition, which runs... How long does it run? 294 minutes. Lord. Alright, then there's the original Superman 2, or the theatrical one that most of us grew up with. Superman 3, which is eh. And then you have the piece of crap Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Awful. Awful movie. When you would take a Richard Pryor Superman movie over Superman 4, you know you're in trouble. I like Richard Pryor. He was funny, but good God, why put him in that movie? Gravity. Maybe a tad overrated to me. I need to give it another chance. I did see it in the theater, and it looked really good in the theater. I will admit it. It really did look good. Alright, now we have an oddball in the collection. Greed. This is a old silent film from the, I want to say 1920 something, I don't know. I don't think there's a year. No. Interesting movie. This was like considered like the best film ever made at the time it was created. It's not for everybody because, like I said before, silent movies aren't for everybody, but it's an interesting watch, especially for film fans. The Great Escape. I think a tad overrated as well, but it has a very exceptional cast, great cast. The Great Mouse Detective. Okay Disney movie. Grease. I watched this for the first time last summer, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, because, like I've said, I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I think they're growing on me. I really liked that movie. It really surprised me how good it was. Now we have The Green Mile. Great movie. Not as good as The Shawshank Redemption, but The Green Mile is very good. It's a masterpiece. I mean, it's a great movie. And we have Gremlins. Very fun movie. Love it. Scared the crap out of me when I was a child. Then we have Gremlins 2, The New Batch. I actually liked it more the second time. I used to not really care for it, but definitely pretty good. Now we have The Gray. I have a feeling that this film is going to be seen a few years down the line as like a cult classic or something, because this movie, people who love it really love it. So I can see this movie being seen as a classic years down the line. If not a cult classic, then a classic. We have Grosse Pointe Blank. Pretty good, lesser known film. Groundhog Day, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Great movie. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Great movie. Very powerful film. Suggest everyone watch it at least once. Halloween, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of the greatest films of all time. One of the greatest slashers of all time. One of the greatest villains of all time. Michael Myers. Great film. Then we have Halloween 2, one of the most underrated sequels of all time. I love that this takes place on the same night as the first Halloween movie. Interesting idea. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. I think it's okay for what it is. Not as good as the first two, but I like that they try to do something different with it. Then we have the 3-film set Halloween collection. This comes with Halloween H2O, Halloween Resurrection, and Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers. I mainly have it for Halloween H2O. I might get rid of this and just get H2O separately one day, because these three movies are, the other two are just terrible. And I used to have all the Halloween movies, but I got rid of the others. I couldn't take it. Hairspray. Very odd, goofy movie. This isn't the John Travolta remake. This is the original John Waters film. An odd film, to say the least. But John Waters' most normal movie. That's what's so weird. Happy Gilmore, one of the funniest movies ever made to me. Hard Boiled. Great John Woo action film. And then I have another version of it. I don't even know if you can see that, but that's the other version. Great movie. I really highly suggest checking that movie out. A Hard Day's Night. Great movie. Great movie if you're a Beatles fan. Definitely check that out. Harold and Maude, a classic I have not gotten to yet. I can't wait. Alright, y'all ready for some Harry Potter? This is the 4 film favorites Harry Potter collection with 1 through 4. My favorite of all these movies being Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Very good movies. Then we have 4 film favorites, years 5 through 7. I would like to get the box set with all the features and stuff, but gonna have to save up for that someday. This is Harvey with Jimmy Stewart. The Hateful Eight. I don't know, this is one of those movies that, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with it. Heat. Great movie. I suggest anyone watch this. It is fantastic if you love crime dramas. This is Heathers, cult classic. It's okay. Here we have the Hellraiser double feature. Hellraiser and Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. These are the only 2 Hellraiser movies worth having, which reminds me, just picked this up at a local Goodwill the other day. It's the Hellraiser Anchor Bay tin set. This thing is awesome, and they only wanted $3 for it. So let's take a look in this real quick while I'm at it. Comes with a nice booklet. Nice little poster of the first 2 films. What's odd is the DVD actually comes in a jewel case. Very weird. But very cool find. I didn't even know this thing existed, so definitely glad I picked it up. I realized while I was editing these videos, I use the word definitely way too often. I probably use it more than Rain Man does, so I am definitely going to stop trying to say that word. Right, next we got Hell's a Poppin', musical I have not watched yet. Her, great movie, I suggest anybody check that out. High Fidelity, good little movie. High Noon. His Girl Friday. Here we go. A History of Violence. I think this is one of my favorite movies of all time. I highly suggest this movie to anybody. This is just so good, and I think Viggo Mortensen's best role probably, and there's so many people are good in that. Ed Harris is good in it, and William Hurt's great, and Maria Bello as his wife is really good. This is childhood right here. Home Alone 2-pack. That's all you need right there is just Home Alone and Home Alone 2. All you need. I think the first film is better as a film, but I think the second one is funnier when it comes to the traps and everything at the end. Alright, Hot Fuzz, probably the funniest of the Cornetto trilogy. Hot Shots, great spoof movie if you like Airplane and Naked Gun. Then you got Hot Shots Part 2, which is still funny. Howl's Moving Castle, great Studio Ghibli movie. I got the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. Have not gotten to watch these movies yet. I can't wait though.